What if I told you that within 90 to 180 days, you would have a steady stream of customers to your business, and not only would they be within your ideal customer profile, but also they'd be ready to buy? I'm talking about actual demand generation systems, demand generation planning. What most businesses still do, even if they're saying they're demand generation, is just simple lead generation. And lead generation, let's talk about it, has simple funnels, and I like funnels, but the funnels that we need to put in place are far more complex. They are not single point attribution. They are multi-point, multi-touch, holistic systems of organic and paid content at different psychological levels, just like our simple funnel, to get people to buy from you. Let's talk about that simple funnel attribution. The problem is people throw $1,000 into a campaign, push a white paper, a piece of content, maybe the content is good, has value, hopefully it does, in order to collect a bunch of contact addresses. Right, we like contacts. Contacts are good. But I'm telling you that this is just really a better form of outbound after you collect all of these email addresses. Because if they're in your ideal customer profile, and let's assume that they are, only 3% of them are ready to buy. And if you push for the sale on any of them, it will likely actually send them back into the cold and put a bad taste in their mouth about your business, including the 3% that actually are ready to buy. If you have a high ticket value item in business, something that's going to B2B, going to take a high percentage of a budget for a business, going to take decision maker buy-in, and you push the sale too hard, forget it. Plus, they don't have time for that. What you want is for these customers, potential customers, to reach out to you when they are ready to do so. And the way we do this is through multi-point attribution, where we take them through the typical funnel where it's cold, I have no idea who you are. Oh, that's interesting that you're solving this problem. I might actually have this problem, if they don't already actually know that they do. I believe in the results that you've been getting for your customers and all of these testimonials. Thank you for sharing all of this information about how you solve the problem. Lay it all out on the table. I think I'll try this for myself. I think I'll use your methods to solve the problem myself. All the way through, I think that I could do this if I had the resources and the time, but it would make more cost-effective sense to actually buy the product from you, the solution from you, the service from you, because I trust you and I think of your brand when I think about the solution to this problem. And by the time they get to there, they are ready to book a meeting with you. It's not fantasy, it's real, and it can be achieved through demand generation planning, through proper first touch, and then through retargeting enough touches in each one of these layers to get them there across multiple paid and organic channels. And the other aspect of this is that your content has to be good. So many businesses are stuffing, SEO stuffing, fluff blogs, whatever, onto their website right now. Your website still has to be good. Your content still has to resonate. And the number one reason why content doesn't resonate, even when it's trying to and not doing the SEO stuff, fluff, garbage that you see out there, is, let's assume that it is actually trying to be helpful and useful and give away the secret recipe and is easily accessible and ungated, convenient to consume. Let's assume it's all of those things. It still actually has to have a unique value proposition to your customer and a benefit to them. And what I mean is that most businesses do not actually identify their differentiator. They think that they do. They say they have best in class this shiny award, Forbes Inc. top 100, blah, blah, blah. We have the best experts. We have the best this, which all might actually be true, but it's not a differentiator. Your experts can be a differentiator, but it's your experts within the context of your organization and how they serve your specific customer. And if you're not sure who you're really trying to serve, that's problem numero uno. Because the differentiating factor, oftentimes, if you do the work, will come from asking your customers that you've served, how am I doing? What was the point that you said me and not the other alternatives? Businesses that have a modicum of success often feel that they don't have to do this, so they keep struggling through the same lead generation folly, pushing too soon for the sale, using fluff language, all in an attempt to not alienate any of the ICP when in fact they're not resonating with any of them either. And that, I think, is way more dangerous. You shouldn't worry about alienating a portion of your ICP. Assuming the pool is big enough, you only want to resonate with those that actually say, oh, I'm excited about the messaging and language that you use. If you're shooting for other people, the personality of your ideal customer profile is a important factor that many people overlook. So if you're making good content in a complex or comprehensive, really, demand generation plan, and you're using content that is actually a differentiator to you, putting things through that lens and of a benefit to your customer that you have well defined, and touching on each layer appropriately on all of these channels, then at the end of 90 to 180 days, you will have filled the pipeline and have a steady stream of customers. Now, don't get me wrong, at different points, how much you pay into each one of these things, assuming you have enough traffic at first, will matter, but we have to take care of that. And additionally, you can't skip steps, and you have to make sure all of your other pieces are in place. Your content has to be good. Your content has to resonate. Assuming we do all of these things while simultaneously using high intent channels to buffer the end zone, Google search, referral channels, we can eventually get you to steady stream of people in your ICP that are willing to book a meeting with you. I say 90 to 180 days because psychologically, at a minimum, you need to get people 30 days in each layer before they get there. And you don't pull the trigger on the next layer until there are enough audience within a layer to make it worthwhile to touch on them enough times. Otherwise, if you oversaturate a too small of an audience, then you run the risk of pushing them back up the funnel or completely out of it again. It's quite comprehensive. I want to say it's not complex. It's not complex to me. I have systems in place to do this, and I have systems in place, maybe more importantly, to extract your actual differentiating factor. And if a steady stream of customers in 90 to 180 days seems interesting to you, well, give me a shout, give me a message, call me, do what you gotta do, and we'll talk. You know, this was practice, but I think I'm gonna keep this one.